this is the day that Yahuwah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. You have? Yes, I'll make sure to have my Ashad look into it. Susek, Shalom. Mavis, Shalom. Abba, what is the topic? The topic is always about our Abba scriptures. It's always about our Abba scriptures. Where am I going? I never know, really, to be honest with you. I just allow Yahuwah to lead me. Sometimes I might have a topic on hand, but most of the time, we just wing it. We allow the Ruach HaKodesh to give us our daily bread. Yes, daughter of Abba, yes. Just hit me up in the private messaging, and I'll send it over to my Asha, my wife, and she takes care of that for me. Okay, so let us pull all and get into this. Heavenly Abba, we come before you in the mighty name of Yahusha. Abba, we thank you for another Yaum to allow us to see, so that we can come together and congregate on this digital platform, O Abba, before you. Who is like you, O Abba Yahuwah? There is none like you. Who has all control of everything? Only you do, O Yah. And so, Abba, we give you praise and honor and esteem. May your name be highly lifted up. Rumamu Yahuwah. Abba Yahuwah, we ask that you would continue to keep us and not forsake us. For you have promised us that you would not leave us as orphans, but you would always be with us. Abba, we give you all the praise because you have given us life. Abba, we give you all the honor because you are the one who is the author and finisher of our Amunah, our faith. Abba, we look forward to the day that we will be with you, seeing you face to face, to dwell before you, O Yah, along with all the Mishpachah together. Abba, we ask that you forgive us for all of our transgressions that we have committed, anything that we have said, anything that we have done, and anything that we have thought that was displeasing to you, O Yah. We ask that you help us to be better. Help us to walk closer to you, O Yah. May your Ruach lead us and guide us on this Yaum as we continue on with our Tsum, our fast, O Abba. Speak to us through your word. Show us what it is that you would like for us to know this Yaum. Because you and only you, O Yah, you're the one who reveals the secrets. We ask that you help us to look into these things and seek out these matters. As we see all the chaos and the lies that are going on around us, O Abba, with the wars and rumors of wars, and all the things that is going on in the different nations of this world, still our hearts, Abba Yahuwah. Still our minds, O Abba Yahuwah. May we stay focused on you and your word, and to understand your prophecies. All these things we ask on this Yaum, this Bakor, this morning. In the mighty name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. And hallelujah, Yahuwah. So be it. Amat. Amat. Great to see all of you, every single one of you, every single Yaum. It's so beautiful to know that we have a Mishpachah like this. It's all Yahuwah's doing to bring us together. All different paint jobs from all different areas of the world, all of us having one thing in common: Yahuwah. Yahuwah. It is so beautiful. All right. So let us start off with what we normally do when we're fasting, when we're zooming. We are going to go to Yeshayahu 58. And why do we read this every time when we're zooming? Because you may get something new out of it. Maybe something you're going through. That's what I get. No matter how many times I read a passage of scripture, and I know it's like that with all of you. You read it once, you get a certain understanding. You read it again, you get another understanding. You read it again, you get a totally different understanding. Chanel, I am reading from the Scriptures, TS 2009. The one that I normally read from. The Scriptures. Starting at verse 6, Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 58. Yes, my Wi-Fi is on. Yes, my Wi-Fi is on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I am connected. Yes. Okay, is everybody able to hear me okay? Yes, or a 1 if you do. If not, give me a 2. And if it is a 2, 1, everyone's saying 1. Okay. All right, so Nilda, you might have to go back out and back in. Shalom, Makodi Verne. Okay, you did. Beautiful, beautiful. Uno, I like that. Okay. Verse 6. Is this not the Tsum fast that I, Yahuwah, has chosen? To loosen the tight cords of wrongness, to undo the bands of the yoke, those things that cause us to transgress against His law, to exempt the oppressed, to break off every yoke. Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and that you bring to your house the poor who are cast out? When you see the naked and cover them, and not hide yourself from your own flesh? From your own flesh. That could be your family. That can be your native ones. Spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. Your righteousness shall go before you. The esteem of Yahuwah would be your rear guard. Then when you call, Yahuwah would answer. When you cry, He would say, here I am. If you take away the yoke from your midst, the pointing of the finger, and the speaking of unrighteousness, things displeasing to Yahuwah. If you extend your being, your soul, to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted being, then your light shall dawn in the darkness, and your darkness as noon. Then Yahuwah would guide you continually, and satisfy your being in drought, and strengthen your bones. And you shall be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail. All of this symbolism here. If you would extend your being to the hungry, those that are hungry for the truth, and satisfy the afflicted being, those who have been starving to know this truth, then your light shall dawn in the darkness. Your light shall dawn in the darkness. In your situation. And your darkness be as noon, no matter what you're going through. His light shall shine upon you. You will see the beauty in whatever you're going through. Then Yahuwah will guide you continually. He will guide you continually. How does he does that? He does that through his Ruach HaKadosh. And satisfy your being in drought. Even when you are thirsty for the truth, he will satisfy you. And he will strengthen your bones. And you shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail. Why? Because out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. And those from among you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. What generations could he be speaking of? He's speaking of other people's generations, other people's lives, because you are speaking into their lives. You are giving them hope through his word. You are showing and revealing to them what the word truly means, because Yahuwah has revealed it to you, and now you're sharing it with them. And now they're able to realize, I have a purpose. I was brought forth for a reason. I didn't know Abba's real name. I thought it was Lord. Just to give you some examples. You shall raise up foundations of many generations. Thank you, Michelle. And you will be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the streets to dwell in. Why are you being called this? A repairer of the breach, because you go out to do the work of an evangelist. The work of reconciliation between the creation and the creator. You're doing that work. And hence, because you're helping to reconcile a lost one back to his father or her father, you shall be called the repairer of the breach. Who broke this? That it needs to be repaired? Satan. That evil, wicked one. The one that we are fighting against, and all those who follow him. And you shall be called the restorer of the streets to dwell in. You are giving others hope, and not only hope, but you're giving them understanding. And not only understanding, you're giving them the understanding that they are chosen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, let's go to Yirmiyahu. And so this is why we fast. Let me see here. Okay, let's read Jeremiah chapter 29. Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 1, and it reads, And these are the words of the letter which Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah the prophet, sent from Jerusalem, to the rest of the elders of the exile, those who have been taken into captivity, and to the priests, and to the prophets, the Nabaim, and to all the people who Nebuchadnezzar had exiled from Jerusalem to Babel. Now we know this to be a historical record. King Nebuchadnezzar took the children of Yehuda, the house of Yehuda, the kingdom of Yehuda, Judah, and sent them into captivity because of their disobedience. After Yakon Yahu, the sovereign, and the sovereignness, or the king mother, and the eunuch, and the heads of Yehuda and Jerusalem, and the craftsman and the smith had gone into exile, have went into captivity from Jerusalem by the hand of Alasa, son of Saphan, and Gamariyahu, the son of Hilkiyahu, whom Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehuda, sent to Babel or Babylon, to Nebuchadnezzar, the sovereign, the king of Babylon, saying, Thus said Yahuwah of hosts of armies, Alua, Elohim, the mighty one of Yasharal, to all the exiles whom I exiled from Jerusalem to Babylon. Build houses and dwell in them, plant gardens and eat their fruit. Take wives and bring forth sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons and give your daughters to husbands. And let them bear sons and daughters, and be increased there, and not diminished, And seek the shalom of the city where I have exiled you, and pray to Yahuwah for it, for in its shalom you have shalom. Let's think of this right now. Since we are also in captivity still, even though the curse of the 400 years has been expired as of 2019, we are still in captivity. Yahuwah has not sought for us in the sense of physically removing us from our places of our captivity just yet. And so he says, even though you're in your captivity, you are to seek shalom of the city where I have exiled you. Where do you live? Wherever you live, find shalom. Find shalom. The Apostle Shaul, it reminds me of what he said. In all things we shall be content. In whatever way we find our lots in this life, we are to be content with it. And palal to Yahuwah for it. Palal to Yahuwah for shalom. For in its shalom, you have shalom. Those of you, my Akis and Akodis, that have issues with anxiety, with fear, you know who you are, you speak about it, you share it here in the comments. This is what you need to do. You need to palal. You need to pray for shalom. When you have shalom, you will not have anxiety anymore. You won't be anxious for anything. Yes, even that, Jason, anger, that too. There's a lot of us who are angry because of our condition, our position. We need to be content. For thus said Yahuwah of the armies of the host, Shabua, Alua, Elohim, the mighty one of Yasharal. Let not your prophets, your Nabaim, and your diviners, who are in your midst, deceive you. Let not your prophets and diviners who are in your midst deceive you. You know when it's from Yahuwah. And you know when you just have dreams that just be dreams. I've had many dreams that I know that is not from Yahuwah, that I know that is of my carnal mind. For they are prophesying falsely to you. Sorry about that. That's my mama. I'll give her a call after I have this early talk with Abba Yahuwah and my mishpachah. They are prophesying falsely to you in my name. I have not sent them, declares Yahuwah. For thus said Yahuwah, when 70 years are completed at Babel or at Babylon, I shall visit you and establish my righteous word towards you to bring you back to this place. Again, when 70 years are completed, this was a historical time that it actually happened. They were 70 years in exile. But there's another meaning to this. Let's hold our spot here. I didn't know Yahuwah was going to take me here this morning. But let's look at this real quick. Daniel, chapter 9, verse 2. I, Daniel, observed the scriptures, the number of the years, according to the word of Yahuwah, giving to Yarmiyahu the prophet. For the completion of the years, completion of the waste, my eyes went down, of Jerusalem would be 70 years. And so what did he do? So I set my face toward Yahuwah, the mighty one, to seek by palal and supplication with what? Zooming, sackcloth, and ashes. And I palal to Yahuwah, my mighty one, my Alua, and made confession and said, O Yahuwah, great and awesome, mighty, guarding the agreement of the loving commitment or the kindness to those who love you and to those who what? Keep your commandments. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. We have sinned. We have transgressed. We, as a people, have transgressed and did crookedness and did wrong and rebelled to turn aside from your commandments, your commands, and from your right rulings. And we have not listened to your servants, the Nabaim, the prophets, who spoke in your name to our kings, our sovereigns, our heads, our leaders, our fathers, to all the people of the land. O Yahuwah, to you is the righteousness, and to us the shame of face, as it is this day to the men of Yehuda, to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and all Yasharal, those near and those far off in the lands to which you have driven them because of their trespass, which they have trespassed against you, breaking of the law. O Master, to us is the shame of face, to our kings, to our heads, to our fathers, because we have sinned against you. To Yahuwah, our mighty one, our Alua, are the compassions and forgivenesses, for we have rebelled against him. And we know rebellion is a form of witchcraft. And we have not what? Obeyed the voice of Yahuwah, our Alua, to walk in his Torah, his laws, which he set before us through his servants, the prophets. And all Yasharal have transgressed your Torah, your law, and turned aside so as not to obey your voice. So the curse and the oath written in the Torah of Masha, the servant of Alua, have been poured out on us. For we have, and he has confirmed his words, which he has spoken against us and against our rulers who judged us, by bringing upon us great evil. For under all the Shamaim, the heavens, there has not been done like what was done to Jerusalem. Now you all know that even though Jerusalem is a city, it also represents us as a people. Did you know that? I'm sure you do. When you read where it says to Yehuda and Yerushalayim, it's talking about us, the people of the city. The city is not a city unless there's someone dwelling in it, right? So what is a city? It's those who make up the city, like New Jerusalem. As it is written in the Torah of Masha, as it is written in the Torah of Masha, all this evil has come upon us, and we have not entreated the face. We have not asked Yahuwah, our mighty one, to turn back from our crookednesses and to study your truth. That's what we're doing. We're studying his truth, not the traditions of men. Hence Yahuwah has watched over the evil and has brought it upon us. For Yahuwah, our Elohim, our mighty one, is righteous in all the works which he has done, but we have not obeyed his voice. And now, O Yahuwah, our Alua, our Elohim, our mighty one, who brought your people out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of this world with a strong hand, and made yourself a name as it is this day. We have sinned, we have transgressed, we have done wrong. O Yahuwah, according to all your righteousness, I Palal, let your displeasure and your wrath be turned away from your city, Yerushalayim, your set-apart mountain. Why? For because of our transgressions, because of the crookednesses of our father, Yerushalayim and your people have become a reproach to all those around us. You see? And now, our mighty one, our Alua, our Elohim, hear the prayer of your servant and his supplications. And for the sake of Yahuwah, cause your face to shine on your set-apart place, which is laid waste. Oh, my mighty one, my Alua, incline your ear and hear. Open your eyes and see our wastes, and the city which is called by your name, and the city which is called by your name. This is why we don't call it Jerusalem. Do you hear his name anywhere in Jerusalem? Even if we was to change the J to a Y, Yerushalayim? No, it is Yah-Rushalayim. Yah, if you say the city of peace, singular, it's Yerushalayim. If you're speaking of it being plural, then it's Yerushalayim. Nice to see you here, Aki. Oh, I said nice. Here I go with that word again. Great to see you here, Aki Deuce and Aki Akodi Shoshana. And so he says that the place that is called by his name, for we do not present our supplications before you because of our righteous deeds, but because of your great compassions. O Yahuwah, hear. O Yahuwah, forgive. O Yahuwah, listen and act. Do not delay for your own sake, my Alua. For your city and your people are called by your name. The city and the people are called by his name. Yahuda, Yerushalayim. Yahuwah is Yahusha. It's the family name. Hallelujah. So let's go back. So we see that this has to do with, as I was saying earlier, yes, this is a historical record that they were 70 years in the book of Jeremiah, they were in captivity. But the 70 years, again, let's read this. For thus said Yahuwah, when 70 years are completed at Babylon, I, Yahuwah, shall visit you and establish my righteous word toward you to bring you back to this place. Back to what place? To our land. To our land. So notice here, and it says back in Daniel chapter 9 verse 20, and while I was speaking and palaling or praying and confessing my sin and the sins of my people Yasharal, and presenting my supplications before Yahuwah, my Alua, my Elohim, my mighty one, for the set apart mountain of my Alua, my mighty one, set apart mountain, set apart kingdom. While I was still speaking in Palal, notice who shows up. The person, Gabriel, the archangel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning. He came close to me in a swift flight about the time of the Arab offering. This is the evening prayer. And he made me understand and talked with me and said, "Oh, Daniel, I have now come forth to make you wise concerning understanding. At the beginning of your supplications, a word went out, and I have come to make it known, for you are greatly appreciated. So consider the word and understand the vision." Now notice what it says here. 70 weeks. Oh, I get chickadee bumps right now. 70 weeks are decreed for your people and for your set apart city, to put an end to the transgression and to seal up sins and to cover crookednesses and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophet and to anoint the most set apart. Know then and understand, from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem until the Messiah, the Prince, there is 7 weeks and 62 weeks, or 69 weeks if you put it together. 7 plus 62 is 69. It shall be built again with streets and a trench, but in times of affliction, in times of trouble, in times of tribulation. And after the 62 weeks, the Messiah shall be cut off and have nothing. We know this happened when the Messiah was nailed to the tree. And the people of the coming prince shall destroy the city and the set apart place. The coming prince, that was Titus Flavius, the emperor of Rome. And the end of it is with the flood, and wastes are decreed, and fighting until the end. This happened exactly what the Messiah said when he came. Just before he was unalived, he gave a prophecy. You all remember that? Real quick. Matthew chapter 24. And going out, Yahushua went away from the set apart place. And his taught ones, his disciples, came near to point out to him the buildings of the temple, the set apart place. And Yahushua said to them, "Do you not see all these? I truly say to you, not one stone shall be left upon here on another at all, which shall not be thrown down." This happened in 70 AD, just as he foretold. And this is what we're reading here in Daniel chapter 9. And so then the last part, because we know there is 62 weeks and 7 weeks. All this is 69 weeks. So there's one more week left, because remember, he said that there were 70 weeks that are decreed for your people. Remember, he wanted to understand what Jeremiah had said. For the completion of the waste of Jerusalem would be for what? 70 years. And so here we see that it was going to be, Gabriel was like, you need to understand what those 70 years are since you're looking into it. The 70 years are 70 weeks, or 70 years of sevens. What do I mean by that? When you look up this word weeks, the word weeks is, how do they say that in Hebrew? Arakoti, Shoshana, how do you say 70 weeks? What's the word weeks in Abrit? Is it Shabbat? Shabbat? I can't remember how they say that, Shoshana. Shabuot. Thank you. Yeah, Shabuot would be plural. Shabua would be singular. Natzareth. Shabuot. Exactly what you know what? I should have known that, right? We just had the Feast of Weeks. What? Shabuot. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Kavaim. Okay, so that's Yiddish there, Shoshana. But yes. Shabaim. Yep. Shabuot. Yes, 70. Okay. So notice here, verse 27. And he shall confirm an agreement with many for 1 week, 1 7, 1 Shabua. And in the middle of the Shabua, the week, he shall put an end to slaughtering and meal offering. And on the wing of abominations he shall lay waste, even until the complete end. And that which is decreed is poured out on the one who lays waste. We know this is coming. Yes, exactly, Shoshana, Shabua. So, there's 70 weeks of years. So 70 times 7 is 490. Do you remember or recall, and I shared this before, when when Yahusha was asked by, I believe it was Kappa, Peter, how many times should I forgive a brother who sins against me? Do you guys remember what the Messiah said? Shabim, 70 times 7 exactly. This is what he was talking about. I know many of us say, oh, it means that you just keep on forgetting, you keep on forgiving. No, the forgiveness comes to an end. When these 70 weeks are done, notice what it says here. This is 70 times 7. 70 times 7 weeks. Shabua, week. Shabuat, weeks. Are decreed for your people and for your set apart city to put an end to the transgression. How many times do I forgive my brother who transgresses against me? 70 times 7. This is what he was speaking about. There is a time when forgiveness is done. You've had your time. It has elapsed. It has expired. Now it's time to seal up the sins, put an end to it, to cover up these crookednesses, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, that is eternal life for those who are going to receive it, and to seal up the vision and the prophet, the prophecy, and to anoint our Messiah, the Most High, the set apart one. So yes, exactly, Natzareth. The limit is 490. 490 years. We know that there's 7 years left. There was a parenthetical pause, if you will, between the 69th year or the 69th week of years and the last week of years. The 7th, or some people like to call it the 70th week of Daniel. So let us continue what we was reading here in Jeremiah. For thus said Yahuwah, when 70 years are completed, Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 10, at Babylon, I shall visit you and establish my righteous word towards you to bring you back to this place. Do you see the intricacy of our Abba's word? That when you think you know it just by reading it on the surface, yes, that has happened. But there is a prophetical understanding below the message. And that's what Daniel was looking into. He wanted to understand because he knew that there was a whole nother layer. Nice to see you here, Sergeant. Great to see you here. Abba Yahuwah, please remove that word out of my mouth. Great to see you here, Aki Sergeant. Daniel was looking into the deeper matter of the word. That's what we're supposed to do. And the only way you can get that understanding and that revelation is by the Spirit, by the Ruach. The Ruach is the one who gives us understanding. He's the one who reveals these hidden mysteries. And you've seen and heard this even when you was in Christianity. They would come out with this verse 11. For I know the plans I am planning for you, declares Yahuwah. Plans of shalom and not of evil, to give you a future and an expectancy. Then you shall call on me and shall come and palal to me, and I shall listen to you. And you shall seek me and shall find me when you search for me with all your heart. And you shall seek me and shall find me. What did the Messiah say? Ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and you shall find. Knock. Let me ad-lib with persistence. Knock with persistence, and the door shall be opened to you. And I shall be found by you, declares Yahuwah. And I shall turn back your captivity. You see that? When we find him and he says, and I will be found by you, this is not maybe we will find him. No, he's letting us know it is certain that there are those of us who are seeking out this matter, who are seeking out his truth, who are looking into these things. He shall be found. And when he's found by us, I shall turn back your captivity and shall gather you from all the peoples, all the nations, all the countries, from all the places where I have driven you, declares Yahuwah. And I shall bring you back to the place from which I have exiled you, from the place where I have sent you into captivity. Because you have said, Yahuwah has raised up prophets, Nabaim, for us in Babylon, in Babel. Thus said Yahuwah concerning the sovereign who sits on the throne of Dawood, concerning all the people who dwell in this city, and concerning your brothers who have not gone out with you into exile. Thus said Yahuwah of hosts of the armies, see, I am sending on them the sword, the scarcity of food, and the pestilence, and I shall make them like a spoiled fig, so spoiled as to be uneatable. And I shall pursue them with the sword. I shall pursue them with war. What happens after war? Scarcity of food. What happens after scarcity of food? Because people are dying all over the place with pestilence, disease. Now it's all over the place. People are catching it just by breathing. And I shall make them a horror among all the kings or the kingdoms of the earth, to be a curse and an astonishment, a hissing and a reproach among all the nations, all the people where I have driven them. And they did not heed my words. They would not listen to my words. They would not pay attention to my words, declares Yahuwah, which I sent to them by my servants, the Nabaim, the prophets, who rose up early and sending them, yet you did not listen, declares Yahuwah. You, therefore, hear the word of Yahuwah. Are you going to hear the word of Yahuwah now? Because you wasn't listening before. Hear the word of Yahuwah, all you exiles, all you who are in captivity, whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon. Where are we living in today? Where are we dwelling in today? Are we not in Babylon, Mishpachah? Are we not living in the United Snakes of America, this mystery Babylon, the country that calls itself a sovereignness, a queen who sits on many waters, who says that she will not see widowhood, who will not see war? Look into the deeper meaning of these words. You therefore hear the word of Yahuwah, all you exiles whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon. Thus said Yahuwah of hosts, the father of the armies of the Shamaim of the heavens, the Alahim, the mighty one of Yasharal, concerning Akab, son of Koloyah, and Zizkiyahu, son of Masiyahu, who are prophesying falsely to you in my name. All your Christianity preachers and teachers and evangelists are lying to you in my name, and they're even lying about my name. See, I am giving them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and he shall strike them before your eyes. And because of them, all the exiles of Yehuda who are in Babylon shall use a curse, saying, Yahuwah make you like Zizkiyahu and Achab, whom the sovereign of Babel roasted in the fire. Roasted in the fire. Because they have done wickedness in Yasharal, and committed adultery with their neighbors' wives, and have spoken a word in my name falsely, which I have not commanded them. And I am he who knows, and a witness, declares Yahuwah. What have these people done? Have they not slept with other people? Now, I'm not speaking of all pastors, preachers, and teachers. But you know, and you've heard a lot of these things that have happened. Some of them are sleeping with boys. Some of them are taking their own people who have husband and wife issues, and they come in there for marriage counsel. And the pastor sends out the husband and tells the wife, come back here by yourself and let's talk. And he's laying with this man's wife because she's vulnerable at the time and need, when she needs some true spiritual counseling. He's going to be the counsel by putting something in her that is so wrong. And he sees all this. He says he knows what's going on and he's witnessing it. How sad. How evil. So they shall be burned with fire. They will be roasting in fire. And speak to Shemayahu, the Nalamite, saying, thus speaks Yahuwah Shabaoth, or that is, of the armies, the mighty one of Yasharal, saying, because you have sent letters in your name to all the people who are at Jerusalem, to Zephaniah, son of Maaseiah, the priest, and to all the priests, saying, Yahuwah has made you priests instead of Yadiyahu, the priest, so that there are overseers in the house of Yahuwah over everyone who is mad and makes himself a prophet. They make themselves leaders. They make themselves oracles of Abba Yahuwah, that you should put him in the stocks, in the iron collar, and in the iron collar. Remember what happened to the children of Yasharal in the transatlantic slave trade. They were put in stocks and they had iron collars on their necks. So why have you not reproved Yirmiyahu Anatot, who makes himself a prophet to you? For he has sent to us in Babylon. Or excuse me, he has sent us into Babylon, saying, this captivity is long. So you might as well build houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat their fruit. But they didn't want to do that. Nah, they want to get on their ships and they want to go back to Africa, from where they were taken. They want to go back to their so-called motherland. That ain't your land. That ain't your home. You ain't African. African Americans. Who gave you that terminology? We're not Africans. We are the Yahudim, native born and those grafted in. Native born and those grafted in. Romans chapter 2, verse 28. For he is not a Yahudi, a Jew who is so outwardly. Neither is circumcision that which is outward in the flesh, but a Yahudi, a true Jew, is he who is so inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart, in the Ruach, not literally, whose praise is not from men, but from Elohim, from the Mighty One. Those of you who have been grafted in, you are part of the stock of Yasharal. And Zephaniah, the priest, read this letter in the hearing of Yirmiyahu the prophet. Then the word of Yahuwah came to Yirmiyahu, saying, send to all those in exile, saying, thus said Yahuwah concerning Shemayahu the Nilamite, because Shemayahu has prophesied to you, and I have not sent him, and he has made you to trust on falsehood, to trust in a lie. Therefore thus said Yahuwah, see, I am bringing punishment upon Shemayahu the Nilamite and his seed. He shall have no one to dwell among this people, nor is he to see the righteous, that I am about to do for my people, declares Yahuwah, because he has spoken apostasy against Yahuwah. He has spoken what we know is going away from the truth, apostasy. To veer away from the truth, apostasy. What does that sound like, Mishpachah? Who has taught us as this Shamayahu has done? Who's taught this to his people? Look into the deep matters. What is even happening now? Who has taught us as his people these lies, what we thought was the truth? Does anyone know? I know you know exactly. Yes. Christianity is the lie. That's the apostasy. Yep, that the Romans have given us. RCC, yep, all of that's true. Shamayahu was a prophet. He was a self-appointed prophet of the children of Judah, of the kingdom of Jews, Yahudah. Yahuwah did not send him. And so he thought he would take it upon himself, Maribel, to tell people that they should go back or to stay in Jerusalem because they felt like they didn't have to leave. But Yahuwah said, no, you're to obey my voice. You are to leave Jerusalem. You're going into captivity because of your disobedience. And he wouldn't leave. And he told other peoples, don't leave. We're staying right here in Jerusalem. So Yahuwah said, okay, I'm about to cook you. You're going to get burned. And this is exactly what is happening to the people right now who are being taught as we have in Christianity. This is why Yahuwah tells us emphatically, come out of her, my people. But the people, just like our people back in the day, would not listen. They want to stay there. They want to stay in their spot. They love what they're doing. They don't want to change. Lest you share in her sins, because her plagues are going to come upon her in 1 hour. And they're going to get cooked. They're going to get cooked. Come out of Babylon. Come out of Babylon. Diane, I don't know. I don't know if it's a foreshadow of Trump. We shall see. We shall see. We don't go anywhere, Mrs. Kiki. It's where we are in our mind. Where we don't want to go mentally in our mind is Christianity. We need to come out of Christianity. This is why he says, come out of her. Do not share in her ways. Do not share in her thoughts. Do not share in her practices. People are teaching, oh, we need to leave the United Snakes of America. I mean, if you're able to do so, by all means. But if you understand the prophecies, you know there's nowhere you're going to be able to go, that you're going to be out of this beast system. They're getting ready to make this one world government happen. This is why you're seeing the commotions right now. They're going to destroy to rebuild. This is what they do. The rising from the ashes, the phoenix bird. So you can't really literally go anywhere. Now, what you may want to do when you start seeing these things that are happening, when the Messiah says, flee, when you see these things happening, get out of the cities. Get out of the cities, because that's going to be the trouble spots. But to leave a country to say, because you are in this country called the United Snakes of America, and we know it to be Babylon, he's the one who's going to bring us back from this captivity. Remember, Yahuwah is the one who's going to send out his angels to the four corners of the earth to gather his elect, to bring them to that promised land. But when you see the destruction that is about to commence, and Yahuwah will let his people know, just as he's done with Lot and his family, and Noah and his family, and the children of Yasharal, when they were to come out of Egypt, he's going to do the same thing with us. He's going to do the same thing with us. But what he's talking about when he says to not partake in her sins in Revelation chapter 18, he's talking about the way we are, what we have believed in, the religion. Who is her? Come out of her. It's talking about Christianity. It's talking about all these false religions. The female gender is a mindset. Just like when you read the book of Proverbs, you read about the virtuous woman and you read about the harlot. The harlot is the one who's crying out and calling to you from the street corner, saying, come in here, sleep with me, because my husband has gone off into a far country on a vacation. I have prepared my bed with a whole bunch of rose petals. And what does it say in the book of Proverbs? Her words will lead you to the pit. Her words, her teachings is going to lead you to the lake of fire. Do you understand what I'm sharing right now? The woman is indicative, symbolically speaking, of a mindset. You can either have a wonderful mindset or you can have a rebellious mindset. We are to be like the woman that was clothed with the sun and had the moon under her feet and had the 12 stars above her head. That is representation of the 12 tribes of Yasharal. You have to be in that woman. You have to be her. Because if you're not, you're going to burn. You're going to be part of that harlot, that great harlot in Revelation chapter 17, who rides the beast. You cannot be a part of that woman. She has caused many, many to go astray. And so this is why in the book of Revelation, we also see that it talks about how New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, has prepared herself as a bride. Again, a woman, the gender of a female. We are called his bride. He's coming back for a bride. He's coming back for us. In this same book, Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah, he says, I am married to you. Come back to me. Stop playing the harlot. Stop being so evil. Stop committing spiritual adultery against me. Do you understand what he's saying? He's using all these terminologies for you to look at this in a spiritual aspect so that we can understand that we are not to be these people. We are not to play the harlot. The time of playing harlotry is done. And this is why it says in Revelation chapter 17 that she has many daughters. She has many daughters. The Roman Catholic Church, the Mother Church, has many daughters. It's called Protestantism. It's called Islam. It's called Mormonism. and Jehovah's Witness. They like to say, oh, these are the faith of Abraham. Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. All those people are in trouble. Because Judaism don't believe in the Messiah. Christianity believes in a Roman Messiah. And Islam believes in Muhammad. They're all going to be cooked. Not my words. Not my words. They're going to be burned with the fire. They're going to be roasted in the fire. Just like it says right here. Babylon, roasted in the fire. Roasted in the fire. Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from the Shama, from the heaven, saying, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins, and lest you receive of her plagues, because her sins have piled up to reach the Shama, the heaven. And Alua Elohim, the mighty one, has remembered her unrighteousnesses. Render to her as she indeed did render, and repay her double according to her works. In the cup which she has mixed for her double. As much as she has esteemed herself and lived righteously, so much torture and grief give to her, because in her heart she says, I sit as a sovereignness, I sit as a queen, and I am not a widow, and I do not see mourning at all. Because of this, her plague shall come in one day. Your translation may say in 1 hour. Death and mourning and scarcity of food. And she shall be burned. She's going to be cooked. She's going to be roasted in the fire. Burned up with fire. Just like what we read in Jeremiah chapter 29. Because Yahuwah, Alua Elohim, the mighty one who judges her, is mighty. He is Al Shaddai. He is the Almighty. And the sovereigns, the kings of the earth, who committed whoring, lived righteously with her, shall weep and mourn over her when they see the smoke of her burning. Why? Because they are so idolatrous. All of their idolatry has been created in her. Just like old Babylon. Remember when we was reading the writings of Abraham? How all those who lived in Shinar, which later became known as Babylon, Nimrod, would let everyone worship whatever their so-called mighty one was. Remember that? They could worship whatever they want. Same as in this country. Just like here, exactly. Yah's daughter, you said, what is Mystery Babylon? Is more than one country? Mystery Babylon is a system. And it has countries involved in it. What we're reading here is talking about a mindset of a people, and it crosses over borders. United Snakes of America is the military arm of Babylon. Great Britain is the financial part of Babylon. And Rome, Italy, is the religious part of Babylon. And those who follow her, this three-headed monster, they are the ones that are the daughters. You have the religious sects of those, the sects, the Protestants and all the different denominations. Those are the daughters. But you also have countries that want to be like Babylon. They are under the control of Rome. I give you an example, like Korea. I used to live in Korea. South Korea, that is. South Korea has put itself under the control of the Vatican, the Holy See. All of Mexico and Central and South America, they're all under the control of the Vatican, the Holy See. All of Western Europe under the control of the Holy See. Australia, New Zealand, all under the control of the Holy See. Places where they're not in control yet would be places like China and Venezuela and Cuba, these so-called communist places. But they're making their way in. They have some underground groups. Her tentacles are far and wide. Philip, the book that I'm reading from, this is called The Scriptures. It has Genesis to Revelation, just like a regular so-called Bible. But this translation is called The Scriptures, TS, which is the acronym for The Scriptures, 2009. You can find it on Amazon, The Scriptures. And so it's going to be destroyed. And the kings of the earth who committed whoring with her and live victoriously with her shall weep and mourn over her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing at a distance for fear of her torture, saying, Woe, woe, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, because your judgment has come in 1 hour. This is where you have to use your discernment. You'll see this toggling, this back and forth of a system, and now we're speaking of a physical city, a physical location. And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, speaking of United Snakes of America, because no one buys her merchandise anymore. Did you know that the United States is the largest consumer nation on the earth? All these rich men, these mighty men, these people who own these corporations and who have money, who sit on the board, who put their money into their stock markets. These people are the ones who are going to be wailing. They're going to be crying because the United Snakes will be no more. Who's going to buy their merchandise now? Who's going to keep on allowing them to live the way they were living, because nobody here in the United States is able to buy it? It's done. She going down like a sinking ship into the ocean. And so it says, and the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, because no one buys their merchandise anymore. Their merchandise is of gold and silver and precious stone and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and citron wood and every object of ivory and every object of most precious wood and bronze and iron and marble and cinnamon and incense and fragrant oil and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and cattle and sheep and horses and carriages and bodies and lives of men. Notice it says, and bodies and lives of men. Do you think that that was just accidentally put in there, as if the Messiah didn't know what he was talking about? Do we not see the trafficking of people right now? This is for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. They're selling body parts. They've been doing it for years. Organ donors, people who didn't even want to be donors. The things that are going on behind the scenes that most of us don't even know that is happening all day long. fruit that you're being longed for has gone from you. The fruit that you're being longed for has gone from you. Oh, you mean like your pension? You mean like your 401k and your 501 and 601k? You mean all your stocks in the stock market? Oh yeah, they're gone from you now. It's done. It's obliterated. And all your riches and splendor are lost to you. And you shall find them no more, not at all. Gone, gone. The merchants of those who became rich by her, rich by the United Snakes of America and everybody who lives in it, because they were buying all these merchandise of idols. Gone. They became rich by the United Snakes of America, shall stand at a distance for fear of her torture. They're seeing her destruction, and they're weeping and mourning and saying, woe, woe. The great city that was dressed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. Now we see a flip-flop again. That's also could be understood as the Vatican City. Had to check my text message real quick. For in 1 hour such great riches was laid waste, and every shipmaster, and every passenger and sailors, and many as work on the sea for their living, stood at a distance and cried out when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what is like this great city? What do you think could possibly destroy this country in less than an hour? Are we talking about atomic weapons? I believe so. I believe so. Why do we know this? Because if we go to the chapter before it, it says this. Verse 12, chapter 17 of Revelation. Let me bring this up a little bit so you guys can see. And the 10 horns which you saw are the 10 sovereigns, the 10 kings, who have not yet received a kingdom, but receive authority or power as kings with the beast for 1 hour, with the anti-Messiah for a short time. That's what this 1 hour means. They have one mind. Notice that. These 10 kings, they have one mind, and they shall give their power and authority to the anti-Messiah. This is how there's going to be a one world G-O-V. Got to be careful what I'm saying here on TT. They shall fight with the Lamb. They're going to try to fight against our Messiah, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Master of masters and the King of kings, the Sovereign of sovereigns. And those with him, that's you and me, are called chosen and trustworthy. May we be chosen, and may we be found trustworthy. And this angel said to John, the waters which you saw, where the whore sits, are peoples and crowds and nations and tongues. This whore again is the Roman Catholic Church. And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these shall hate the whore. They're going to hate this Christianity. There's no need for it anymore. And they shall lay her waste and naked and eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And why does this happen? For the mighty one, Alua, Elohim, did give it into their hearts, into the 10 kings' hearts, who gave all their authority to the beast, the anti-Messiah, to do his mind, to do Abba Yahuwah's mission, to be of one mind, and to give their reign, their kingdom, to the anti-Messiah, the beast, until the words of Alua Elohim, the mighty one, shall be accomplished. And the woman whom you saw is that great city, having sovereignty, authority over the kings of the earth. what is like this great city. And they threw dust on their heads and cried out, weeping and mourning and saying, woe, woe, that great city in which all who had ships on the sea became rich by her wealth. For in 1 hour she is laid waste. Done, cooked. Rejoice over her, O Shama, O heaven. You set apart apostles and prophets, the Nabaim, for Alua has completely avenged you on her. Why? Why would Yahuwah avenge us against this institution? If you don't understand that Christianity is an enemy of Yahuwah, the Creator, then you are stuck in her. And this is why he tells you, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her plagues or her sins, and lest you receive of her plagues. Because her sins, this whore, this harlot sins, have reached up to the heavens. Christianity is not of Yahuwah. Christianity is not sent from heaven. Christianity is of the devil. Christianity was created by Satan. And one of the 7 messengers who had the 7 bowls came to me and spoke with me, saying to me, come, I shall show you the judgment of the great whore, a gender of a female, sitting on many waters. Remember, the many waters represented many people and nations, with whom the sovereigns of the earth committed whoring or fornicating, and the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her whoring. This is why a whole bunch of Christians cannot receive this message, because they're drunk under her teachings. They're drunk. They're not sober-minded to be able to see the truth. And so they're under the strong delusion. The wine, symbolically speaking. They have drank so much of it, so much of her false teachings, that when you try to bring this new wine to her, which is truly the wine from the very beginning, she can't receive it. She can't drink it. It's distasteful in her mouth. They want the wine that they've been drinking, that has made them drunk, so that they can continue doing their holidays, just like the one that's coming up in about a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is, because I don't even follow the 4th of July. They don't know the meaning of what they're doing. And so they say, I don't worship. I just celebrate it. Do you not understand the difference? To celebrate is to worship. Let's put it this way. If somebody put up a statue of Baphomet and you say, I don't worship it, but everybody else is dancing around the Baphomet, and you say, oh, you guys are celebrating? Oh, I want to celebrate too. This looks like it's fun. Let me go in circles and dance and drink wine with you all and celebrate. But I'm not worshiping Baphomet. But you are, because you're celebrating it. And that's what Christianity has done to so many of us when we was part of Christianity. I don't worship the Christmas tree. I just celebrate Christmas. Well, you're worshiping it. I don't worship Easter. I just celebrate it with my children. Well, you're worshiping it. I don't worship Halloween. We just celebrate it by dressing up in costumes. Well, you're worshiping it. What don't you see? What don't you understand? And so it is with every other holiday. You are stuck in this whoring that's going on. You have drunk of this wine of her whoring. You are celebrating. And so it says here, and he, this angel, carried me, John, away in the spirit in the ruach into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast covered with names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So who is this woman? The Roman Catholic Church. And what is she sitting on? She's sitting on this 7-headed 10-horn beast. And what is this 7-headed 10-horn beast? Let me show you. Revelation chapter 12. And another sign was seen in the heaven. And see, a great fiery red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. This is the beast. He has 7 crowns on his head, and his tail draws a third of the stars. That's the third of the fallen angels. Or excuse me, I should say a third of the angels, and they are considered the fallen angels, from the heaven, and throws them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman. This ain't the same woman that we just read in Revelation 17. This is the woman that you want to be. You don't want to be the whore. You want to be the woman that is the bride. That's this woman, the woman who was clothed with the sun and with the moon under her feet, and her head had 12 stars. This is Israel, Yasharal. You have to become Israel. There is no such thing as a church. I mean, I guess there would be a such thing as a church, but the church is in Israel. And Israel is not the church. Israel is Israel. Yahuwah, the creator, made a contract, an agreement with Yasharal, with Israel, not with Christianity. That Christianity, who made a treaty with that? Let me show you again. It was this beast. The beast is the one who created Christianity, which is the woman who is sitting on this beast. Meaning that it is Satan who supports Christianity. Satan, the beast, is supporting. This is why she is sitting on the beast. The woman is Christianity who is being supported by the beast, with the names of these disrespectful names that wants to claim that it is above the Most High Yahuwah, and has changed and altered the times and the seasons and the holidays and the calendar and all the things that Yahuwah has said that we're supposed to do. They twisted it. They twisted it. And this is why it's called Babylon, because it causes mass confusion. And so the people don't realize what they're following because they're drunk with all of her pomp and circumstances. They love her ways. They love her ways. And they use your Bible. That's the book for you. And has caused you to read it and see it the way they want you to see it. Hence why you are blinded when the truth is shown to you. Because just like when you're out there in the wilderness and somebody brings a bright old flashlight and they put it towards your eyes, you're blind. You see the light, but you can't see anything around you. What's the truth? Just like driving down the street. You're in your car and I'm in my car. When I hit my high beams on you, you can't see nothing. All you see is light. And so it is with Christianity. We try to bring the light because we are the light of the world, and you're blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Remember that old 80s music? Yeah, you blinded. You can't see. You need to wear some glasses like DMC. You know, I'm taking myself back to the 80s. You can't see the truth. And so, the woman who is dressed in purple and scarlet, which is the Catholic Church, adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, holding in her hand a golden cup. And I've showed you guys many times all these pictures of the priest of the Roman Catholic Church holding up this golden phalanx, and they're holding it up towards the light in their churches, and they're going to drink out of it. And then they give it to all the parishioners. And they come over there one at a time, drinking from that same golden cup, and they call it communion. It's the abomination of filthiness of their whoring. Because you see, what you call communion, we'll use that word. It's supposed to be Pesach, the Passover. It's to be done once a year. The Messiah has given us the order when we're to do that. Do this in remembrance of me. What was he? He was our Passover lamb. When did he give it that? When did he commission that to the disciples? He gave it to them on Passover. Here, take of this bread. Eat of it. This is my body. And then it says, and then he took the cup of wine. He baruched it. And he gave it to them. He said, drink of it, all of you. For this is my blood for the remissions of sin, of the renewed agreement, the renewed contract. Do this in remembrance of me. This is what is happening. They have taken what was supposed to be done once a year, and they're doing it every Mass. And her daughters are doing it every first Sunday of the month. That's right, Cree. One time a year. One time a year. Great to see you here, Safety, First Driving Academy. You're very welcome, voice. And so Christianity has been supported by Satan. And this is why Yahuwah is going to destroy Christianity. And he is going to put it into the hearts of these people who gave all their authority to the beast. Just like it says here, for Elohim did give it into their hearts, the 10 kings, to do his mind, to do his will, to be of one mind, and to give their reign, to give their kingdom to the anti-Messiah, the beast, until the words of Elohim, the mighty one, shall be accomplished. And the woman whom you saw is that great city, having sovereignty or authority over the kings of the earth. She shall be destroyed. And so we must try to rescue many of our friends and families, and those who will hear, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins and receive of her plagues. Because it's coming. This is why you are seeing what you're seeing happening on the earth right now. They are putting together this one world GOV. These men are in the background. We don't know who they are yet. They have not been revealed to us yet, just as the anti-Messiah hasn't been revealed to us yet. And this is why I tell you all, please be careful. Do not bear false witness against your neighbor. President Trump is our neighbor. You may not like the things that he's doing. You may not agree with his policies. But don't call him something that you do not know for certain that he is yet until it has been revealed. Because if you do, you are bearing false witness. And that is a commandment. Do not bear false witness against your neighbor. We all have speculations. But we need to be careful what comes off of our lips. May we be like the way Yahuwah wants us to be. We are to pray over the leaders of all the places that we dwell, wherever you live. Again, you might not like their policies, and you don't have to agree with their policies. I don't agree with abortion. I don't agree with dropping bombs. I don't agree with rounding up illegals just because they're illegals. You want to round up people who are criminals? I get you. And when we're talking about criminals, I'm talking about ones that are unaliving people and graping people, but not people who are picking fruits for us. You're not going to go out there and do that work out in the field. Or those who are doing landscaping, you're not wanting to go out there and do that kind of work. Let these people work. Let them do their deed. Don't round them up, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother matter for a whole nother time. All I'm saying is don't bear false witness. Be careful what you say of leaders. Pray for them. Just like Daniel prayed for King Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar took the children of Israel into captivity, specifically the tribe of Yehuda and Benjamin with the Levitical priesthood. Daniel prayed for his captor. We are to do the same. We are in Babylon as well. May we not bear false witness. Yahuwah will reveal it at that time. He says that he is going to reveal the anti-Messiah, and we will know who he is. There will be no doubt. There will be no guessing. We let the extions do that. Let the extions imagine who they think the anti-Messiah is, who they call the Antichrist. We let them do that. We don't play into that. Let that mindset come out of you. Let it come off of you. We don't do that. Well, Mishpachah, I think we are done for this Bakur. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. As always, it's so wonderful to have all of you come here. I want to palal for each and every one of you as you palal and pray for me. As we continue on with our fast, our Zoom, for guidance, instruction, and protection. Heavenly Abba, we come before you thanking you, O Yah, for another great word from you. I palal that we have received something from you, O Yah, no matter how small it was. No matter how many times we hear your word, may we never get tired of hearing your voice. May we never put your words onto the shelf as if it's a mundane thing, O Abba, because we know that your words are life. We know that your word gives us life. It also helps us to be corrected. Correct us, O Yah, where we need correction. Deal with us, O Abba, before that great and terrible judgment day. May we be judged by you now and not in the time of the council of those days. We wish to know the truth now and not later. May we be continued to be counted as one of your children. May our names not be removed from the book of life, the Lamb's book of life. Abba, I palal for all my Akis and Akodis and for their Mishpachah, their families, who are being represented here. Be it any ailments, be it anything that we are all going through, O Yah, may you allow your favor to shower upon each and every one of us. Even though we don't deserve it, O Abba, for we have all transgressed before your sight. None of us are worthy, O Yah, of your righteousness to even come upon us. But yet we beg of you and ask of you to not deal with us according to our ways and according to our thoughts, but deal with us according to your name and your compassion and your long suffering and your loving commitment and your kindness, O Abba. Please Baruch all of us in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, our Savior, our Master, our Mashiach, our Messiah, our Anointed One. Help us to remove the words that you wish for us not to speak, O Yah. May you do it divinely through your Ruach HaKodesh. Form the words in our minds that it may come out of our mouths to only give you praise out of our lips of the words that we are to speak before you. Help us to remove the names of the Baals as you have promised, O Abba, so that we may no longer call upon those names. And may we have patience with one another as you have had patience with us. Those of us who have family members who don't see what we see. Those of us who have friends who don't see what we see. Those co-workers who don't see what we see. Help us to be long-suffering and compassionate towards them as you have been long-suffering and compassionate towards us when we didn't know what we knew, O Abba. And help us, O Yah, to continue on walking this walk. For those of us who are Zooming, who are fasting, help us, O Yah, to stay strong, to seek your word and to seek your face. For you said, and then you shall be found. And so we thank you, O Abba, for there is none like you. You and you alone are Al Shaddai, the Almighty. We give you all the praise, honor, and esteem, O Abba. In the name of your Bane, your Son, Yahusha, HaMashiach, the Messiah. Hallelujah, Hallelujah, and Hallelujah, Rumamu Yahuwah, Amat. So be it. All right, Mishpachah. It is time for me to get ready to head out. But before I do, as always, Numbers, Bimidbar, chapter 6. And we're going to go to verse 22. And it reads, And Yahuwah, that is, I am self-existing, spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, This is how you barak the children of Yasharal. Say to them, Yahuwah barak you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you shalom. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Yasharal, and I myself shall barak them. Hallelujah. Give praise to his name. Shalom, Mishpachah.
May He make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
May He lift up His countenance upon you and give you shalom.
So shall you put my name
Upon the children of Israel,
and I will bless them.
Yes. Receive that, Aki. I received that, Aki, out.
May Yahweh bless you
Yes, Rumamu, Aki Manuel.
and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
May He lift up His countenance upon you and give you shalom.
Yahweh, so shall you put my name upon the children of Israel.
And I'll baruch them. Ooh. Well, Mishpachah, once again, we've come to the end of another live cast. May you go in shalom. Hope to see you again tomorrow, Bakor, in the morning. That will be 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Mountain, except for Arizona, 10 o'clock Central, and 11 o'clock Eastern. May you continue to stay strong in your Zoom before Yahuwah. May you continue to look into His Word and meditate on His Word throughout the day. And may we pull off for one another. May we pray for each other. Yahuwah baruch you and keep you. May He continue to allow the countenance of His light to shine upon each and every last one of you, including your Mishpachah. I am Ak Jimmy, aka Ambassadors of Yah. Until next time, Mishpachah, Yahuwah willing, we'll see you in the Bakor in the morning. Shalom.